Welcome back to the next part of our series of videos about the PowerWave installation. I'm Thomas and I'm going to show you now how you connect the interlock, emergency stop, etc. So this is the PowerWave, our most powerful electronic source. It can generate up to 1500 volt DC, 368 volt AC, up to 1000 amps DC, 250 kVA of power. So in this part of the video, I'm going to show you what we call the connection panel on the back of the unit. As you can see, it's located on the second cabinet from the right in the bottom part. So in the other video prior to that, I showed you how to connect the mains, so the input side. This is now about the next step. So on this connection panel, we have several connectors. For sure, the most important one is the PE, so protective earth connector down here. So that's the PE connector you're going to use to connect the equipment on the test, so your test object, which we will cover in the next part of the video series. So the first thing what you want to do once you have installed it is to connect the emergency stop button. So this is part of the delivery, always of the delivery. So it's an emergency stop button, the red button with the yellow marking here. And for that there's a connector here. That's the emergency switch connector. So you're going to take it, plug it in and close this one here. So like that, the emergency stop button is connected. Please remember, you always have to release the emergency stop button, otherwise you cannot start the device. The emergency stop button, actually, if you hit it or if you push it, disconnects the mains input power from the power source, from the PowerWave. So it's completely electrical free, I would say, completely disconnected from the mains, although there might be some energy stored inside, so you would have to wait a couple of minutes to actually get a fully discharged unit. So this is the first part of our safety circuits, the emergency switch or emergency stop button. There's a second one called interlock, and the interlock is actually, the purpose is to disconnect the output breaker, so the output from the EUT, and both safety circuits, so the emergency stop button and the interlock, need to be close, otherwise you cannot start or use the PowerWave. So what you get in the standard scope of delivery is two interlock connectors. One is this one here, which is used when you don't use an external circuit. So there's some wire inside. So to use this one, you basically plug it in and then close this one. So with this interlock connector here, with the plug now and the emergency stop button, you're safe to go, so you can actually use the instrument. We have two more connectors on this connector panel. We have the so-called external control 1. So this is used if you want to control an external cabinet. So there are output cabinets available, which we will cover in another series what the purpose of these is. So a couple of control signals. And down here we have the so-called sense connectors. So sense lines are used to compensate for the voltage drop in the connection cables to the test object. And this one you can read up in the user manual what the purpose is, but maybe we also do a separate video about this. So this is the connection panel. I'm just going to close here the sense lines. So remember, connect first the emergency stop button, then the interlock connector, and then you're ready to go to start the instrument for the first time. Thanks for joining that video, and we'll continue with some other videos about other aspects of the PowerWave, our powerful electronic power source.